Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Aries for March 2020, Career and Finance. I'll just give you a rundown of the layout. I do have the back cards relating to just the general energies for the month of March. So celebrations, Lion, the World, Page of Raphael, as well as the Nine of Gabriel. So again, those are cards just general energy for the month of March. The rest is specific to the reading central to career and finance. So I'll just quickly point out the World card. I did pull 4 clarifier cards, and certainly for the Magician, there's also a couple of clarifiers on that one, and the 4 of Cups. So, and as I say, the bottom ones here are also the clarifiers. So I'll just get right to the reading here. Just to give you a rundown on the back cards here. So celebrations, it says you are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. So for the month of March, it sounds like you have some new openings, new opportunities, new possibilities. It says that you are also, you should congratulate yourself because you're now at a time where you are able to gain the rewards of your efforts that you've put through over the past 12 months. So get ready to celebrate. This is a time of networking and opportunities and dynamic change, as well as that potential for travel. And certainly because you also have the World card a couple of times in this reading, I would say that there's definitely some indication that you will be traveling for the month of March, or at least making the plans to go ahead and, make some kind of long-term plans in terms of traveling. So that path to success is there. In terms of relationships, it's, just making reference to not letting other people, burden you with their problems. They need to help themselves, and this is your time now. So you want to be able to get out there and socialize and, really enjoy yourself. So it does speak to reunions at this time. And in terms of career and money, it's also about meeting up with somebody who will boost your self-esteem and bring some dramatic changes to your finances. So maybe there's some advice that's given, or, just something, opportunity that they suggest to you that you could take. But either way, there's some indication that you're going to gain some extra money through that connection. So it does also speak to a change in residence or job. So in the month of March, or maybe you've just recently made this change. But again, it's about, you looking back at this time, as a fortuitous one, because you're able to actually go ahead and confidently express yourself because you have done all that you needed to do, done what you've been guided to do. So the Lion card, which is at the far back here, that one over here, that one is actually speaking to harnessing your loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. So this one is actually that symbol for justice, and it warns others because you are fighting for justice, and it is the symbol of protection. So you have all this power that's surrounding you, so you can tackle challenges and face things head on, and you're just in a position of go, go, go. So a lot of energy going out there. It's also a card that talks about leaps and bounds. So you're moving and making great strides to gain recognition and respect. You're admired by a lot of people. It's a time where you have some restless energy. You're wanting to get out there and whether it's in sports or, getting out into something that is fast-paced. Anyway, something that is, fueling your desires and, just that freedom to get out there and travel or be in a wide open space. And again, it is a card that also speaks to more travel with the Lion. So definitely sounds like you are going to be making some kind of trip, journey out somewhere, or the plans are in the making. In terms of a personal relationship, the Lion card indicates that you are brave and fearless, and you're loyal to your friends and those that you love. You are a fearless fighter. You have some, you're gaining more respect, but you're also, in a high emotional state, sometimes where you've got a lot of anger that emerges in difficult people that you face will, you'll definitely be able to deal with in a very, how shall I put that? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the best way to, difficult people can strike a nerve in you where you're running very hot, I guess is maybe the best way to put it. So, you might be able to deal with the situation, but you definitely have some very high emotions that run with that. So anyway, in terms of career and finance, you are the king of the castle. That's what the lion's all about. You're getting your way, you're on a mission, you know where you're headed. You've got wealth, luxury, dreams of fame, that kind of thing that might be crossing your mind, but the timing is crucial. And you are a survivor against all odds with this card. So you're definitely able to go ahead and confront whatever's in front of you. We also have the World card down here. So again, you have the World card here, and also at the beginning of the reading, you also have the World card. So, I mean, this really speaks to you can congratulate yourself because you've really done a great job at completing something. Whatever the project was or the situation in your life, you've come to a happy conclusion. So again, that card is magnified here twice. It's a time where you've got satisfaction. You've completed something, you've moved on into something new. It's okay to take that time to pause and just enjoy that moment. You don't have to speed ahead right at this moment, beginning of March. You just to slow down and enjoy that place where you're feeling like you're understood. You might be feeling enlightened. You've got answers now. You've got help. You've had a lot of help to get through now, and it's just a happy ending, or a happy beginning, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But again, the World card still speaks to international travel as well. But moving on to that, you have the Page of Raphael. So the Page of Raphael, pages are again messengers coming through. The page speaks to feelings, where you're feeling enlightened. You actually feel that you've got a message that there's been, you've risen to a new level here. So, you've been given messages, enlightenment. You were able to start up new projects, whether it be in love or whatever it is. There's some kind of emotional aspect to this card with the Page of Raphael. So it's also about communication. You're able to communicate. Could be indicating that there's a youthful energy around you as well, a young person. Somebody who's very open to showing their feelings and is warm and loving, that kind of thing. Dreamy, sensitive, creative, naive. But it could also speak to a special new friend, somebody that is a good confidant and or confidant. And it also speaks to social invitations, things that are starting to come out for you to celebrate. So again, that Page of Raphael is a really good card, and you also have that followed up by the Nine of Gabriel over here in the corner. So the Nine of Gabriel is about don't give up, because even though you've mastered where you needed to go, you still need to have the determination, the courage to keep going, because you've come a long way and your work has certainly shown some rewards, and it's important and it's valuable. But now you have to protect what you've created. So you have to be prepared, and there's kind of one last challenge that it speaks to before the success in its entirety comes your way. So you need to stick to your plans and fight off any illness or anything that might, be challenging for you. So that's just the general energies for March, career and finance, and again, that's for Aries. So starting off with the World card again, as I mentioned with the last part of the reading there that I'd read to you, the World card speaks to travel a lot of times, but it's also about that period of completion and accomplishment. And what you've set out to do, you've accomplished. But there again, you also had the Nine of Gabriel, indicating that there's one last piece to that puzzle, and you need to protect what you've set up. So again, there is travel, international travel speaks to with the World card. You've accomplished quite a bit, and in terms of money, you are getting the divine's help here, and it could be even a surprise gift or something along the way. But you're also developing creativity with this card, so it does come with success and acclaim and recognition, all of that. You also have the Knight of Swords that speaks to news coming in that I think it was more that you've moved away from, because the Knight of Swords is again very fast acting energy, but it really speaks to, kind of going through extremes of negative and positive emotions. And there was a death of that card, or the death or transformation end of that cycle of that negativity, where you're just not taking care of yourself maybe, or taking care of your energy. you rushed a little too headlong, towards something. You're just a little hasty, that kind of thing. Because this is a card of somebody who feels really self-assured and somebody who has a powerful intellect. It could have even, whether it speaks to yourself or somebody else, it could even speak to cutting off from feelings for a while, but it is a card of change. So again, I would say in this instance, it's really about you accomplishing what you needed to get through. You've made some kind of a change. There was a death of an old cycle. You made that decision here with the Two of Swords, and you've moved on to the Two of Wands. Again, you've got two twos. That's all about balance, and the Two of Wands speaks to that balance as well, and that you have moved on in a new direction that was successful and positive, and you were in touch with the divine while you headed in this direction. So it's all about the world basically opening up to you. It does speak to being patient. So there is something that's coming that might be in addition to, this travel, or maybe it's to be patient, while you're making those travel plans. But either way, you're still waiting for something else. You're waiting for some kind of result coming through with this, whether it's a new job or something along that line. But something is still yet to open up. And then in terms of, could even be you making your mark on the world, with the two here and the world card, you just need to be patient because you are still yet to make your mark on the world. The Seven of Pentacles is, things that manifest in the physical world. So, again, that's stepping back, making some plans, strategizing, persevering, getting ready to go forward. Things have come to a fruition here with the World card, but now you're and things have paid off, so now you're kind of stepping back, trying to recalibrate and figure out where you're headed, after this period of hard work. So you also have the Seven of Wands here as well. So again, you also have the double sevens. So double sevens means that, it could speak to true love, because you have two sevens. But I mean, sevens in themselves is about that solitude, that soul-searching period where you'd pulled back, and you might even still be in that phase here with the beginning of March, to try to discern where you're headed next. But that Seven of Wands, again, is, it is a time of being defensive and a little bit protective. You might have some doubts still that you're working through, feeling a little bit vulnerable. It's just you meeting up with some resistance, or you're feeling threatened in some way. So not really sure in what regard, if it's monetary, if it's emotional, but in some way here you are still feeling a little bit of a threat. You do have the Star card following that. So again, the Star card really speaks to positive, very positive card. It can illuminate some injustices or things along that line as well. But because it is followed by the Five of Wands. But overall, I mean, the card of the Star in itself is really speaking to, a healthy time in life. You've got success, here with this card. And that you can be optimistic, after this time of the hardship and the battles, inner, outer, world, battling with others. And then that beginning and the ending of that cycle and that period of enlightenment. So there was a cycle that closed here with the Ten of Swords. And you really have met up with some, period of where you're able to self-express, or, things along the lines of being in touch with the universe is really strong here with the Star card. It can speak to, again, unexpected bits of money coming through here as well. It is a positive omen, in terms of selling a house or a large item or anything like that. And it is about, keeping hope alive, basically. So, again, it does speak to a lot of really positive energies after this time of hardship. So, again, it looks like you did have some hardship that you've really overcome, because there was also the Five of Pentacles here as well. And again, the Five of Pentacles is about that feeling of loss. But with the fives in themselves, it's about, communication and things starting to open up. So after that period of feeling closed off, you were able to overcome that and move ahead with the fives here. But again, Five of Pentacles is that feeling of rejection or lack or fear, that victim mentality, hardship of some sort, isolation, feeling like you were alone in something. or that something was missing. You know, it could speak to poverty or whatever as well, but I think in this instance it was more about feeling alone, you know, and having some inner demons, so to speak, to battle. Not literal demons, just, you know, inner challenges and things that you had to deal with. And maybe you just didn't feel a sense of security here with this card also. But, you know, with the magician following that, you know, the magician speaks to you being back in control of things, you know, able to manifest things, you know, able to bring about, you know, the things that you need for yourself to go forward, because you did do a lot of that in the month of, prior months. And so really this is just speaking to you solidifying things. There's still that one last aspect that you need to address, to protect all of the things that you've built up here for the month of March, because again, there is a call to protect it, to guard it in some way, or solidify something so that you can move forward. Sorry, cat in the room, slight distraction. And but anyway, but again, with the Magician card, you are able to manifest things and move it ahead. You do have the Judgment card coming through as well, which is, you know, indicating that there's some kind of reciprocity here. There is an indication that either you're giving some kind of assistance or somebody else is, giving assistance to you. But again, with that Six of Pentacles, you know, there is some kind of reciprocity, give and take going on here. So, and you've manifested it, and that Judgment came through, you know, letting you know that this transformation was right for you. You know, you're back on purpose, basically, is what's happening there. So you do feel, I mean, with the Judgment card, I mean, it certainly speaks to liberation, you know. You do still seem to have some reserve or some issues of uncertainty, because you do have the Four of Cups here, and even though the twos and the fours speak to finding balance, and you also have the Lovers here, which again speaks to that wholeness and completeness and that kind of thing, which is at the end of the reading. You have cards like the Three of Swords, which are, you know, relating around conflict, and the Eight of Swords, which is about self-sabotage, that kind of thing, still feeling some kind of restriction. So it feels like it's more, again, still you being self-imposed restrictions. I don't feel that this is anything that's external to you that's preventing you from healing or going forward or whatever. I think this is actually inner issues emotionally that you're still, because of the cups, that you're still dealing with, that you haven't, it's like a residual that maybe you still have a little bit of uncertainty about, with regards to a relationship of some sort. But again, the Four of Cups is about you not being wholly positive about something. You know, you're still hurt, you're still a little bit defensive here. You know, you're not feeling unfulfilled, and it can still speak to surprise gifts coming through, but you're still in some kind of introspective phase here, on some level. I mean, you are getting out and socializing, but there's still something about you that is dealing with recovery. You're being a little bit stubborn, a little resistant emotionally on some level here. You're still recovering from something that I suspect is related to the past here. And then you've got the Eight of Swords. So again, the Eight of Swords is about self-sabotage, and eights are all about overcoming those things. So I mean, it's nothing that's it's impacting you in that you're thinking about it, but it's not stopping you or preventing you from actually moving past it. So again, this is just you feeling vulnerable and victimized, with the Eight of Swords, and you know, you're just feeling like you don't have quite enough. You might even relate to some kind of codependent relationship of sorts too. I mean, with the Three of Swords here, but you're still feeling some kind of restriction here. But again, like she's, you know, given the image on the card, I mean, she can remove that blindfold at any time. You know, everything is, she's very loosely bound. In no way is it a card of real restriction. It's just inner conflict. You're just on your guard here. You still have some boundaries that are constricting you, and you might be still feeling a little bit isolated or closed-minded in some way. So again, the Three of Swords speaks to some conflict or difficulty, something that you're still getting past. Maybe there was a bit of an argument of some sort with this with this King of Cups. But I mean, there's definitely some kind of conflict around this about another person here. You know, I mean, the Three of Swords also speaks to can be jealousy, can be just telling you to wait something out, get to the heart of the matter, that kind of thing, about seeking balance. It's just about some heartbreak or self-examination that you had to go inward to heal. And I do feel it is somehow, some kind of letdown that was revolving around this King of Cups. And again, the King of Cups speaks to somebody who's really emotional, somebody who is, very, it's a father figure. So it's an energy around you. It's a person, I would suspect in this case. It's somebody who's quite wise and trustworthy and dependable, somebody that you felt, was very supportive to you, or is supportive to you, that you're just not sure that you can trust. But again, it's somebody who's quite calm and controlled with their emotions, that kind of thing. So, again, somehow this person is influencing reading. There was either some kind of inner healing that you're still doing, trust issues, or something around this individual that you're not quite sure, or maybe there was an argument of sorts that arose, but either way, it's caused you to go inward on some level. And I do feel it is in relation to a relationship, because it is followed by the Lovers. And, certainly with the Lovers card, that's a positive card in itself. It does speak to that completeness and things, being balanced and that reciprocity. I don't feel like in any way that there is any continuation of that, because it is clarified with the Ace of Pentacles. So again, with the Lovers card, it's really about some kind of connection or completeness and harmony and happiness, that kind of thing, that is, I feel, with this King of Cups. There might have been some kind of disagreement, something that you just felt a reserve about and you pulled back. I don't even really feel it was directly related to him, even though there may have been an argument. But I do feel that this is just some inner healing residual that you had around partnerships that you needed to work through. So again, that is a completeness and a wholeness card with the Lovers. It is a time where, you've made some kind of life-changing decision and you're moving forward with this. You're now in union with this person, whether it's a business partnership or, personal relationship of sorts. It is still you starting out in a prosperous, materialistic sort of way, where you're abundant, you're on a new journey here, you've got new beginnings, there's reliability, it's just new energy all around, that's clarified with this card. It's a whole new financial, stable situation with the Ace of Pentacles. So hope that gives you a little insight into March 2020 for Aries, and look forward to seeing you in April.